Recently in Bali, it has been raining a lot, and I mean a lot. Being stuck at home, I decided to make the most of it by doing some macro photography and videography on my iPhone. This is the Apexel 100mm macro lens for smartphones. It comes with an adapter. It's an external lens that can be attached to the phone. The first subject that I tried to photograph was my morning coffee. This is Bali coffee, and the laziest way to prepare it is by chucking in 2 spoonfuls of coffee grinds in a glass and adding hot water. With the macro lens, we can see the reflections in the bubbles and some of the grains of coffee floating at the top. Feels like my coffee is staring back at me. The next subjects were Sonic and Bagheera. With all this rain, they were having a lazy day as well. They are so cute. Here I am trying to focus on Sonic and get a good shot of his eyes, but he was having none of it. I still managed to get a couple of okay photos of his face and his paw. Bagheera, on the other hand, was curious and kept trying to bite the lens. This fur goblin is always hungry. This is a juvenile spitting cobra that I rescued a week ago. I've been waiting for a break in the rain to release it. The snake is ready to shed its skin. You can see the dull eyes. This video was shot handheld and in a tight space. It can be quite tricky working with venomous snakes, and I didn't want to get bitten chasing the perfect shot. Monica and I built this makeshift Christmas tree, filled it with decorations from a collection. I tried to film the decorations and the lights. I love the bokeh balls that this lens makes, so I try to get the little angel in focus. The lights were more challenging, and you can see some flickering in them. This is an amulet of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. I finally decided to step outside in the rain and try and get a few photos there. I started with this purple water lily. The flower had already closed, but I got a few shots of the flower and the water drops on the leaves. This lens has quite a shallow depth of field. With the macro lens, we get to see the lines on this heliconia flower. The drops had interesting reflections in them. Unfortunately, I couldn't get enough magnification on the drops. Each drop had a tiny little world in it. Looking for subjects to photograph in the garden, I spot this caterpillar munching on the leaves of my lemon tree. The iPhone AI tells me that this is a papilio and will turn into a swallowtail butterfly. It was very difficult to get the entire caterpillar in focus, and I still have to learn how to do proper focus stacking. I found this interesting bug sitting on a flower. The iPhone tells me it is a water strider. If anyone knows what insect it is, please leave a comment below. I would really like to know. For the final project, I tried to film the raindrops in the swimming pool. Getting the drops in focus was quite a challenge. I couldn't chase the drops, so I decided to keep the camera in place and wait it out. You can see how some drops bounce on the surface of the water. This was difficult to see in real time, and the slow motion really helped. In this side-on view, we can see the splash created by the raindrop and a new drop forming. A perfect sphere because of surface tension. In this frame, you can see 2 drops landing almost simultaneously. This final clip was shot last night with the GoPro. We had a big lightning storm close to the house, and I set the GoPro up in light painting mode. It was my first time experimenting with this mode, and although the final result was not great, it was a good experiment. Each lightning strike adds more light to the image. I kept it running until the early hours of morning, and you can see some blue light creeping in the top left corner. I still have to figure out the best settings for the GoPro, and I hope to get better shots in the future. I had a good time filming with my Apexel 100mm macro lens on the iPhone. Now the images may be price-winning, but it was a lot of fun shooting it, and I hope that you enjoyed it too. This is my first episode on YouTube, and I hope there'll be many more to come. If you did like the video, please hit the like button. Stay tuned for more content, and cheers.